Secretary General, welcome to Antena 3 CNN Romania.
Thank you so much for having me on the program.
Here on the eastern flank, we have some provocations, others than we see on the western front of NATO. The direct question is, do you have an evaluation what will happen if Russia will launch a conventional attack on NATO? What is your evaluation, and what will happen here on the eastern flank?
Well, I don't think they will, and if they would, they know that our reaction will be devastating. Let's assume for a second, and again, I don't predict it will happen, but if it would happen that the Russians or anyone else would attack Romania, they know that Romania will be supported by 31 other countries. They all will come to the rescue of Romania with all the might and power of the collective NATO capabilities, including all our navy, our aircrafts, our Air Force, our land forces, etc. So they will not do that because they know they can never win. Of course, we have to make sure that in 3, 5, 7 years from now we can still beat them if they will try. And that's why we have to invest more today to make sure we stay as strong as we are today tomorrow.
Secretary General, the US administration decided to partially withdraw US troops from Romania. And the Romanian leader says we need more troops from allied countries to compensate this decision made by the US government. What is your evaluation, and if we can enforce NATO's posture in Romania?
You know, the Americans have a large presence in Europe. And what they constantly do is adjust, in a sense, to make sure that they make the best use of their resources in Europe. And that means sometimes small adjustments. As I said yesterday in a press conference as the president, I would not make too much out of this. This has nothing to do with Romania specifically. It is the Americans looking where can we make maximum use of our troops in Europe and how to best position them to make sure that we defend the collective NATO territory. There is still a US presence in Romania going forward. Of course, we have Eastern Sentry. This is a new activity which starts at the Black Sea and ends in the high north, basically covering the whole of the eastern flank. And that means that if necessary, whenever and wherever necessary, we can have extra resources, also in Romania, if that would be necessary here, given the threat levels. You will see next week that you have over 3,500 people more in Romania than normally during this big exercise. To exercise bringing from a smaller setup of about 1,000 to 1,500 people now, bringing it up to brigade level, what we do with the forward land forces in Romania. And this is all led by the French and many other countries involved. So that means that Romania is well defended by your own armed forces, the forward land force, Eastern Sentry, but also the collective NATO, as we started this interview, if there would be an attack on Romania. An attack on one is an attack on all, and they know the collective air force, air power of NATO, our navy, our land forces, the full support by the United States is so strong.
Does NATO have the capacity of surveillance and to see the Russian troops' movement if they are getting closer to NATO borders?
Well, of course, I cannot tell you everything because this is an open interview, but you can be assured that we know pretty much of what is happening. This is part, of course, of our collective defense. And let's not forget, NATO is Romania, Romania is NATO. So it is not something like you have Romania and then you have NATO. This is all combined. You are an integral part of NATO.